Princess and the Frog. Please subscribe Kids Story Corner channel. Once upon a time there was a beautiful princess. She loved to play alone in the palace gardens while she tossed around her favorite beaming ball. The problem with playing alone was that no one was ever there to catch the ball if she tossed it too high in the air. One day she threw it extra high, and when she ran to catch the ball, she tripped on a tree stump. The ball fell and plopped right down into the small pond nearby. She ran over to the pond and watched sadly as the transparent flower sphere sank deeper and deeper into the water. The princess looked down at her dress. She was wearing her favorite beautiful pink dress. The sparkles and gems on the front of the brilliant gown were rare, and she was afraid that if she entered the water she would destroy her outfit. Frustrated with her situation, the princess began to cry. Suddenly, the princess heard a strange noise coming from the middle of the water. Hop, hop, hop. Do you not know how to swim? Asked a small green frog. Hop, hop, hop. The princess looked up and scrunched her face up at the sight of the green creature sitting on the lily pad. I do, she replied. Well, why don't you come on in? He asked. I don't want to spoil my beautiful pink dress, the princess replied, rolling her eyes at the frog. Well, I suppose I could get it for you, the frog started. You can. Please do. Please do, she cried. But before he jumped into the water, the frog turned to her and asked, What will you give me in return for grabbing your favorite ball? Frog said, You can have anything you desire, the princess replied, impatient to be playing again. What I would like is a friend. That's all. A friend to spend time with me, to eat supper with me, to read for me, to sleep beside me, and to kiss me goodnight, the frog said. Anything. Anything, the princess cried. And with that, the green frog hopped into the water and retrieved the princess ball. The minute he handed it over, the girl ran around giggling and tossing her beloved ball up in the air, and went to the palace. She had completely forgotten all about the frog. At supper, the girl was seated at the table with her father, the king. Before either of them could take a bite, there came a small knock at the door. The servant opened the door. Hop, hop, hop. In walked the small green frog. I have come to eat supper with you, princess, the frog said happily, hopping up on the chair. The princess gently grabbed the frog and placed him outside the door. And who was that, princess? The king asked her. No one, she replied. The stern look from her father caused her to go red with embarrassment. She told him that she had promised the frog that she would spend time with him and eat supper with him and read for him. But I don't want to hang out with him. He's gross, she continued. A promise is a promise, princess. We must always keep our promises, the king said wisely. With that, the girl slowly shuffled over to the door and opened it up. Hop, hop, hop. After dinner, the frog bowed to the princess. The frog said, You have done what you said you would do. I suppose it's time now for me to go. No, wait, said the princess. It's not that late. How about a walk in the garden? The frog was delighted. two of them walked in the royal garden, the frog hopping along the stone wall so he and the princess were at the same level and could talk easily. They laughed about many things. Later, when the sun set, they admired the deep rosy reds it cast in the sky. The princess said, "You know, being with you tonight was a lot more fun than I thought." "I had a very good time, too," said the frog. "Who knew?" said the princess with a laugh. She leaned over and kissed the frog lightly on his cheek. At once, there was a puff of clouds and smoke. The small green frog had changed into a young prince. The princess jumped back in surprise, and who could blame her? The prince quickly told her not to worry, that all was well. Years before, an evil witch had put a spell on him that he must stay a frog until he was kissed by a princess. Now the prince and princess could get to know each other better. Years later, after they were married, they had a beautiful setting made for the ball and placed it on their royal dining table. And when the sunlight shone in through the palace windows, the ball sparkled for all to see. The story is trying to tell you that you shouldn't break promises. Because in the start of the story the princess didn't want to play with the frog. But at the end she did want to play with the frog. And that's how the frog changed back into a handsome, kind young prince. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Kids Story Corner channel.